Today's workout is all standing. I want you to start with your feet hip width apart. So not shoulder width, but hip width. Centre of the hips, centre of the knees, centre of the ankles. Lift your toes, spread them and place them down. And I'm going to ask you to gently rock into the balls of your feet and back into the heels. So you're not lifting the feet, you're not lifting the heels. I just want you to feel the weight shifting forward into the balls of your feet, keeping those toes slightly lifted but relaxed. So very little movement. I'm going to make my movement a bit bigger just so that you know I'm moving. Okay, now I want you to come back to a centre position where the weight is even between the front of the feet, the ball of the foot and the heel. And then we're going to take that rock from side to side. So as you do this, feel the weight shifting across your feet. So it's going to be on the outside on this foot, on the inside on this. And when you go the other way, it's shifting to here. And exactly the same thing, slowly make that movement smaller until the weight comes back evenly on both sides. Okay, from there, stay facing me. With that weight even, what I want you to do is bend your knees slightly, tilt your pelvis underneath, tilt it back, come centre and stand up. Keeping the knees slightly soft as you come up, tilt under, tilt back, come centre and up. Now although I like you generally to keep your head up in a good posture when we're doing this sort of workout, what I want you to do is quickly check what's happening with your knees. Are they coming in or are they going out? Or are they tracking nicely over the toes? If they're not, have a play with that as well. Be really aware. If you see that that movement isn't good, have a look in the mirror and do this in front of the mirror. And just be really aware of what's going on with your body. You know, feel where there's tightness. Well done. And up. So from that position, check again that your knees aren't turned in. Open out through the hips if you need to. We've got the hips in a nice position, which should now be in the centre. You're not at the front, you're not standing forward on your hips. You're not sticking your bum out. Nicely tucked. Think about engaging your pelvic floor. So think of a pelvic elevator, 3 floors. We're going to engage those pelvic floor muscles as if you're trying to stop yourself weeing and passing wind at the same time. Keep breathing please though. And you're going to come up just to floor 1 of 3. So not all the way up, not as tight as you can get it, just up to floor 1 and release. Now next time when you do that, I also want you to think about zipping up and releasing. So as if you're trying to do up a slightly tight pair of jeans, just pulling everything in from the side, feeling these muscles here. Breathing out, breathing in, let it all go. Breathing out as you engage, pelvic floor and release. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on with our shoulders. Take the arms forward, float them back, ram them forward, squeeze back. Watch you're not allowing the chest to push forward as you come back. Just take it as far as you comfortably can. Might be a lot smaller than me. Let's hold it at the back in little pulses without lifting the chest. Release it forward and pulse back. 2, 3. One more. All right, bringing the hands back by the side of the body. Now have a quick peep down as well. Is your thumb and forefinger pointing towards me, or have you allowed your hands to slip forward? Circle those shoulders back, centre finger in line with the seam. Beautiful. Okay, now let's have a think about our head. So quite often we see people's heads in a slightly forward position, not very good for your balance. So what I want you to do is think about lengthening the back of the neck and retracting the chin. So when I say retract the chin, I don't mean pull it down to your chest, I mean pull straight back. Maybe stick your hands under your chin, almost as if you got your chin on a shelf, and just slide back and release. Feel the back of that neck lengthen. So you're not lifting the chin up in the air, you're sliding straight back and release. So just release that, turning the head gently to one side and then the other. Some gentle movements with the breath now. Breathing in as you prepare, breathing out. Let's float one arm up as high as is comfortable. Breathing in as you come back down. Breathing out, prepare. So zipping up, pulling up that pelvic floor as you breathe out. And let that arm float and coming back down. Breathing in as you float. Breathing out as you come down. Breathing in and breathing out as you float up. Breathing in as you come down. I've got my palms facing inwards. If you had your palms, the backs of your hands going towards the sky, then I'd like you to change the other way. If you had your hands same as me, then change it to the back and just see the difference. So you might notice this way, my arm only comfortably comes up just above my shoulder. To do with the positioning of the arm and where the bones sit in the sockets. So play with that. Open out through the shoulders, palms facing, and you're going to reach that little bit further. And when you're as short as me, those extra inches are really important for getting anything out of the top shelf. The chocolate that my husband hides is just out of reach. Okay. Let those arms swing. You might want to swing them across the body or backwards and forwards. Just watch, you're not going to bash the wall. I'm going to move forward slightly. So it's not a definite swing. This is a loose swing. You're going to let the arms hang in the sockets and just release. And maybe just let them circle. Leaning forward feels quite good. Okay, and release. Let's do a little bit more here now for opening up through the shoulders. Think about your posture all the way through the feet. The knees, the hips, the shoulders. Now I'm going to ask you, and the head, bring those elbows in tight to the body as if you're holding a tray, and you can't bring your hands any further in than there, so we're not going to cross them over. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and open out to the side. So I'm going to turn so you can see. I'm coming to here and then I'm squeezing the shoulder blades together. Doesn't matter how far back you go. If you're only moving a short distance, if it's only an inch or so, that's fine too. Opening out, squeeze the shoulder blades together without lifting the chest. That's great. And one more. Let's turn the hands the other way. Taking it out. Bringing it back in and release. Okay, from there we're going to roll down to the ground. So for a Pilates roll down, you're going to think about taking your chin out over a ball, and we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly. Now be really aware, if you have osteoporosis or you're having problems with your back, support your hands on your legs and maybe just make a smaller movement. But for the rest of you, take it wide, roll down. Low as you can comfortably go and hang there, or let the fingers come to the ground. And on the next breath, engage the core as you come back up, rolling back up, taking those shoulders back up, thinking about your posture as you come towards the top. Let's do that again, lifting over a ball, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Either supporting your hands on your legs if you really need to, or if you've got osteoporosis, or hanging all the way down to the floor if you're able to, and then slowly rolling back up. Engage your core, coming back up. When you get to the top, take your shoulders back, think of your posture. We're going to do one more, coming down nice and slowly, and when you get to the bottom, I want you to take both hands onto your right leg and just feel the stretch through the other hip. Come back centre. Take the hands to the other leg. Well done. Let's come all the way down to the mat. And we're going to do tummy exercise today. What I'm going to ask you to do is take the feet hip width apart and to start to roll back as if you're going to go onto the floor and come back up again and reach forward. So while we're doing this, I'm going to turn a little bit more so you can see me in a different position. Easy version, you're going to hold on to your legs. I want you to keep those knees hip width apart. If you find that they're dropping out or that you're squeezing them together, because we should have them hip width apart, then please stick a ball or towel or cushion between your knees. If you're able to, take the hands away, maybe just slide them down the legs. I want you to be feeling it across here. If you're feeling it too much, either hold your legs or put a strap or something underneath, or dressing gown. Belt will do too. Now if you want to make that a little bit harder, come back, add an arm float. Don't feel you've got to do that. You've got to work at a level that's good for you. And reaching up. Well done. And rest. From there, you're going to come onto your side. So, it doesn't matter which side you start on, we're going to do both sides. I want you to start in a nice straight line. Watch that you've not got your feet forward jackknifed on a nice straight line. And you're going to come all the way down to the floor. Now, if you can comfortably, you can take your arm out straight, maybe put a towel or something under your head here to relax your head. Keep that head really nice and relaxed. Watch you're not leaning back, so maybe take the hand in front if you need to. Maybe bend that bottom leg, put a nice straight line here, turning that hip so that the toe is slightly towards the ground, but you're going to lift and lower. So you should be feeling it in the side of the leg, in the hip, and the edge of the buttock. If you're not, have a quick check. Are you turning your foot up? If you see if I turn my foot up, I can go a long way. We're trying to keep that leg back nice and slow and controlled. Lift and lower. Well done. Remember, you're going to try and keep that core engaged. You're going to keep breathing out on effort. So breathing out as you lift, in as you lower. Lengthen that heel away. Watch you're not letting your waist drop into the floor. If you're a little bit stronger even, you could take the arm away, but not if you're going to be leaning back. So do whatever you need to support that leg. And have a quick check that you haven't let your leg come forward. When you look down, should be a nice straight line across the hip. Okay, and rest. Bring that leg forward. Give it a rub if you need to, straighten the bottom leg. I want that foot parallel with the floor. Keep that upper body relaxed, and we're going to lift and lower. So this time, you want to watch that the leg is staying parallel. If it's a bit uncomfortable on your hip, you can always stick a towel or roll your mat up double underneath your hip to give a little bit of extra padding. If this is too much, you can always jump up and do a similar movement, lifting the leg across the body in a standing position. I'm not going to do very many of these. And rest. Okay, from here, we're going to roll onto the front and we're going to do a starfish. Watch me for a moment. I'm going to show you and then I'll talk because it doesn't work well on my microphone. But okay, so starfish position. I'm going to jump up. You're going to have your arms wide, legs wide, and you're taking opposite arm and leg away, breathing out as you lift. Think of lifting away and slightly up. Feel the stretch across the body. I'm going to jump back down and join you. Try and keep those feet relaxed. More. And then we're going to come on to the other side. So start out lying nice and straight. I'm going to move the ball out of the way. So straight line if you can't. I'm Not got the room here, so I'm going to take my hand underneath. But you want to be in a nice straight line. Watch you're not leaning back or forward. Do what you need to support. So it might be taking the back leg under, might be using the support. Take that, lengthen that top hip away. Foot's parallel, so turn that hip forward if you need to, so that you're feeling it in the side. So towards the back of the hip or the side of the buttock. So I'm not turning my foot down as such. I'm twisting my hip so that I'm feeling it in the right place. Really controlling. If you can do it in a straight line, great. But if you're wobbling, do what you need to support. The most important thing is that we're working this muscle here. Well done. Remember, when you've had enough, you stop. I'd rather you did 3 or 4 really well than get tired and not do the workout properly. You can always come back and do it another day. So for me today, that's enough. I'm going to bring that leg forward, give it a shake, straighten the bottom leg, watch the foot's parallel, lift and lower. Watch your body's not jackknife forward, nice straight line, lift and lower. Well done. A couple more if you can. And rest. Okay, coming up to sitting. I'm going to finish off today with a couple of stretches. So, legs out straight. Keep the right leg straight. Left knee comes in. Take that leg across. Watch this leg hasn't shifted as you do that, and you're going to take the opposite arm, so you've got your left leg pulled over, your right hand is going to pull that across, so you feel that stretch in the area you've just worked. Now some options. I like to hug my arm all the way around. You might be using your hand. Take the other hand behind and push upwards. We're not leaning back, you're trying to sit as upright as you can. If you need to sit on a block, that's fine too. And looking over your left shoulder. Now, if you're really flexible and you choose to, you can bend that other leg in and hold. I'm going to stay here today. Only go there if you can do it comfortably and the leg comes that way. But this does the job. We're stretching through the hip here. As long as you're feeling that stretch in the hip that we just worked. Well done. And release. Take it to the other leg. Bring the knee in first, take the foot over, hugging that in. Okay, other arm comes behind. So you've got your right leg across the top. You've got your left hand pulling that knee in so that you feel the stretch. Other arm comes behind. Try and stay as upright as you can, and then looking over your right shoulder. So we're looking round towards the corner. Most important thing is that you're feeling the stretch in this hip. And release. Taking the legs out straight in front. I'm going to turn sideways but stay facing me. So, legs hip width apart. So centre of the hips, centre of the knees, centre of the ankles. Relax the ankles and the feet. Sit as upright as you can. So if you're here, that's absolutely fine. I want you to be feeling the stretch in the back of your knees. And I want your upper body to be nice and relaxed. We're not taking the head as far forward as we can get. If you're feeling a stretch in the back of your knees and the back of your thighs here, that's perfect. If you're not, start walking forward, but keeping those shoulders back, keeping that neck nice and long and relaxed, and just move forward until you feel that stretch in the back of the knees, the back of the thighs. So whether you're back at this angle, and of course you can sit on a block for this as well, or you're a lot further forward. But be really aware, it's very easy to come further forward by tilting your pelvis. So if I tilt my pelvis under, I can come a long way forward. And obviously I can take my head forward as well. If I take my pelvis back to a neutral position, I'm nowhere near as far forward. I'm looking beyond my feet. Neck is relaxed, shoulders back. I do like to take the arms behind. Well done, give that a shake out. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the workout. See you again next time. Bye for now.